If the Earth suddenly stopped raining, and how long can humans manage? On the first day of no rain, although it looks the same as usual, there doesn't seem to be any change, but danger has quietly arrived. On the 10th day of no rain, global temperatures begin to gradually rise. Many rivers and lakes start to shrink. Sea levels start to drop. 1 month after the Earth stops raining, humans gradually realize an unprecedented disaster has already arrived. An emergency meeting is immediately called worldwide to jointly discuss countermeasures and attempt to understand the reasons for the lack of rainfall. 1 year after the Earth stops raining, worse terrifying cracks appear worldwide due to drought. Most crops wither completely. Numerous plants will gradually disappear. Photosynthesis is reduced by 50%. The remaining oxygen will only sustain humans for 100 years. 2 years after the Earth stops raining, then global food chain begins to collapse. Herbivorous animals start to go extinct. Carnivorous animals also face food shortages and gradually head toward extinction. 3 years after the Earth stopped raining, and freshwater resources have become severely depleted. To survive, humans rely on the ocean to extract salt and produce fresh water. 4 years after the Earth stopped raining, the oceans start to dry up. Marine life becomes stranded and dies. Due to the lack of water flow as a driving force, many hydroelectric power facilities are interrupted. The global shortage of electricity causes a human society to begin collapsing. 5 years after the Earth stopped raining, to cope with the unprecedented disaster brought by years of no rain, people gradually begin to use new electricity generation technologies like wind and solar powering to ensure human civilization can function normally. Rescue irrigation is carried out on vital vegetable fields to secure food supply sources. 6 years after the Earth stopped receiving rainfall, 99% of the plant species disappeared. Thus, photosynthesis completely ceased. Oxygen was no longer being produced. With the continuous increase in Earth's carbon dioxide levels, the resulting greenhouse effect caused the Earth's temperature to rise steadily. In response, many nations began constructing underground shelters to ensure the survival of humanity. 7 years after the Earth stopped receiving rainfall, and freshwater resources were completely depleted, people began using chemical desalination to create fresh water to save the last surviving humans. 8 years after the Earth stopped receiving rainfall, due to the continuous rise in temperature, combined with exceptionally dry air, the world witnessed the largest fires in history. Thick smoke darkened the skies, along with a spike in carbon dioxide levels, further exacerbating the Earth's greenhouse effect. 9 years after the Earth stopped receiving rainfall due to the absence of vegetation, clouds of yellow dust began sweeping across the skies. 90% of Earth's land has turned into deserts. The once thriving cities have long lost their original appearance. When the Earth stopped raining for 10 years, as carbon dioxide continued to soar, the heat radiated from the sun to Earth could no longer disperse outward. Over time, Earth eventually turned into a desolate planet covered in yellow sand, next to much like Mars, Ors. In just 10 years without rain, Earth turned into this state. This shows just how vital water resources are for humanity. Although the total water volume on Earth covers 71% of Earth's surface, freshwater resources only account for 2% of the total volume. Yet, in today's increasingly scarce water resource situation, humanity's awareness of water conservation still hasn't improved. The United Nations once stated that if humanity doesn't take control and fails to conserve water, it is projected that by 2050, humanity will have no fresh water to use. And by then, the last drop of water seen by humanity might be their own tears.